1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back. He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter. Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Josh McRoberts. Livingston. The half-court bomb falls off target.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint.
Bang for three. It's rebounded by Golden State.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out of.
Well, they say you should shoot your way out of it, but his teammates probably have other thoughts in mind. The last thing they want to see him doing is continuing to cast that jumper up. Just some amazing stats put up by Chris Bosh early in his career, but having been in the shadow of LeBron and D. Wade over the past few seasons, one wonders if Bosh is now a little bit underrated. He's talented and gives you everything you want from the power forward spot.
Well, getting back to Chris Bosh, it's always difficult to reshape your game around a superstar teammate. I mean, just ask Kevin Love last year.
You know, it's such a good point. When you think about Bosh, you know, he isn't the kind of guy who demands special attention. You know, he's not mugging for the press. He's not out there for himself. He just really lets his play speak for itself. And you won't find many bigs who are as versatile as he is. And much underrated, I think, as a pick-and-roll defender.
Johnson with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. 17-foot shot on the way. That is good. Here's Iguodala. Here is Livingston, and taken away by Johnson. Wade from outside. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 5th rebound in this one. And there's the call on Bosh. That is his first foul of the game. Kicks it to Green. To end the drought. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Livingston. And it's 6 points for Draymond Green.
And that's not the way for a team to get back into a game, giving up open shots like that. And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Iguodala with it.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And that was Kia bringing you the close. Oh!
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Miami's got a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the 4th. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That's foul number 2 for him. Some changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. Rush comes in for Andre Iguodala. And Ian Clark subbed in for Klay Thompson. Spates dishes to Clark. Hits the 3-point bomb.
This defense is giving their shooters free rein to operate from behind the arc.
And when you allow shooters to get in a rhythm, then you're going to have problems because they can hit it even when you start to defend it with intensity.
First one falls for him. And so Clark nails both of them. For Miami, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. To stop the run, kept alive. Bosh kicks to Dang. Another shot, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosh last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after a blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season. Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Green against Johnson. Green kicks to Clark. Out left to the wing. Clock at 6. Here's Livingston. Breaks a big high bounce and goes in.
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch. Yeah, that one put them over the limit, and if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
And guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone, and I think everyone is happy he's been able to make a full recovery.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Stoudemire's checked in for Bosh. Josh McRoberts comes in for Luol Deng. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade.
Well, in most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Here's Dragic from outside. And it's the Warriors on the break.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
The Heat shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Passes it to Johnson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Festus Ezeli, he's jacked in for Draymond Green. And it's Barbosa in for Sean Livingston. Rush from outside. Spades the pass to Ezeli. The 3 ball. The rebound by Johnson. Clark, we take a look at Joe Johnson, and if you were on a good team, a team that was contending for a championship, where ideally would you like him to be? Where would you slot him?
I'd put him in that first or second scoring role because he's so good and scores so effortlessly. And at some point, I think he's going to hoist that Larry O'Brien trophy.
Swiped it away. And here we go. Richardson heading to the hoop.
And that's how you take the steal and turn it into a transition opportunity.
I think that's the perfect time to do it, Greg. I mean, those few seconds after the turnover, strike right away because the defense has no chance to get organized.
Ezeli, that's good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Banked in off the glass. Ezeli's got 4 points in the quarter.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
The defense better watch out. They better be alert because this guy can make threes, as we saw in the first half.
There's the triple. No luck. And it's Miami the other way. Stoudemire dishes to Dragic. Stoudemire kicks to Dragic. Johnson, the pass to Richardson. Lets it go. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11. Smooth sailing for Golden State. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. And the Heat with some changes. Winslow's checked in for Johnson. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Goran Dragic. Johnson with it. From deep 3-point range, and Curry pulls it down. Warriors shooting 43% from the field. They swipe it. And here's the fast break. Winslow's leading the way. And that one's good.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
It's Curry with the drive. 1:49 left in the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. And Miami called for the foul.
Richardson. That's his first personal foul. Third team foul.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
And he's good on the second.
Well, you know, last season, Steve Kerr came into a good situation, but a touch awkward. The team wasn't 100% on board with the firing of the previous coach, but he won them over in a hurry. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall. And how about Harrison Barnes, the Black Falcon? I mean, he was a high school phenom in Ames, Iowa, and a lottery pick back in 2012 after 2 seasons at Carolina. Remember also in high school, he was a teammate of Dougie McBuckets.
Unable to get the ball in bounds, they get called for the 5-second violation. Now here's Curry. 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. From the wing, and he gets the jumper to drop. Curry's got 56 points in the game. Harrison Barnes, of course, went to North Carolina, grew up as a huge fan of former Tar Heel Michael Jordan.
Yeah, you know, interesting, his mother started taping Jordan's games on the VCR years before he was born. His given name, Harrison Bryson Jordan Barnes. How about that for a factoid?
I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Warriors.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Stephen Curry. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
They set the screen. Shot clock at 6. Johnson. And again, unable to change momentum here. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked. And that steal paid instant dividends.
No wasted time or motion getting out on that fast break.
And here is Curry. Stolen. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Richardson drops them both.
Warriors call time.
Timeout called the Warriors. Guys, what do you think?
Now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Yeah, there really isn't much for them to be talking about. This is rubbing it in and adding salt to the wound.
Here's Curry with the 3. It falls. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And time now to go.